Hey everyone, it's me, Donna. Today I'm making a video about some topics, that I have discussed before in other videos, but I want to elaborate in this one. In this video, I'm going to talk about the idea of humans living on a sort of like a flat planet, dome ship like thing that kind of orbits the Earth. I can see this in our future. I don't know how far away this could be, but I feel like we're so close with all our technology, because we're already talking about going back to the moon and going to Mars, which I'm going to make another video about the moon and Mars, or separate videos, okay? But in this video, it's going to be focused on this flat planet dome spaceship or whatever, okay? All right, in my idea about it, you have this dome that covers this planet, okay? The dome it can be see-through, and they can make it to where it's got like a TV screen on it and all that. And, it can look like a complete, on the outside, it can look like just a silverish ship or whatever, or it could be gold or whatever, color, that they want to come up with. The purpose for this is, okay, in my view, or in my thoughts, naturally, when you set something like this up, there's probably going to be some differentials in time zones and all that type of thing. But yet on this ship, you want to keep it a steady time zone. In other words, whatever time zone you start out with, that's what you want to keep on this ship, okay? You want to keep that 24-hour thing going, okay? But in order to keep everything right and to keep people's biorhythms and everything normal, then you have to make a 24-hour system in regards to light and dark on this ship, okay? If it's kind of, orbiting the Earth as it, rotates around the sun and everything, and it's, in between the Earth and the moon and all that, there, there's probably going to be some differentials as far as, sunshine, moons, and all that. So in order to make up for that dome, they will, when it's okay to do so, they will leave it clear to where you can see through into outer space. You can see the sun, you can see the moon. But when things get kind of off, then that's when the screens kick in, and they will emulate the way that it's supposed to be, okay? All right. Within this flat planet or whatever, it will have, like, a biosphere. There will be trees, different kinds of plants. There will probably be animals, and of course humans, shopping centers, houses, skyscrapers, whatever. It will be like maybe a few cities, depending on the size of it. It could be anywhere from one to quite a few cities that, people can live in. Okay, maybe it can start out like a military type thing to get things going initially, and also like with scientists and those types of people, to where they can do, they can test everything out, see how, what works, what doesn't work, that type of thing. There will be like a huge filtering system. They will have to keep check on everything as far as the air, because the air will be, circulated and all that type of thing. You want to keep it filtered out, keep it clean. They'll keep an eye on microbes, all that type of thing, to make sure everything's right, to where, there won't be any kind of epidemic, hopefully, or, any people getting sick from this. I just think it would be cool. I feel like it's, it can be done, and I feel like it will be done in our future, and I just think it would be a cool thing to do, okay? All right. from what I understand, as far as the sun and, energy and all that, which naturally they can have like a solar energy thing that uses our regular sun to get energy, but from what I understand, everything starts out, or, all the stars and sun or whatever, which, our star is our sun, but, as we look up into the sky, it's just a bunch of stars out there, okay? But anyway, all this starts from hydrogen. Everything starts out as hydrogen, okay? Now, whether or not it has oxygen in it, determines whether it's got, whether it can be deemed as water or whatever, okay? But it starts out as hydrogen, supposedly, all right? And then, it deals with a frictional force. That's how usually stars start out. There's some type of movement, and that causes it to start swirling and all that type of thing, and you get your heat and all that, and it changes to different elements, different forms, okay? And I mean, all your different elements that are found here on Earth started out from hydrogen. I mean, that's my understanding. That's what I've heard scientists say, that it all started out with that. And it mutates and it forms due to heat, because, it develops all this high heat and everything. Okay, and then finally, at the final stage of a star, it turns into iron, like an iron outer rim. Okay, that's one of the final things that you have, is your iron ore, whatever. Okay, when that gets heavy, that's when a star will implode. Okay, that's when you get into all that other stuff. Okay, like, black holes and all that bunch of stuff. But anyway, okay, that's not really relevant right now. But what I'm saying is, I believe that scientists, once we reach that level of being able to create something like this, they can get or create small balls or mini suns. I'm talking about little bitty handheld balls of fire, okay, that starts from hydrogen, okay, or maybe even hydrogen peroxide, whatever, however they do it, okay. They can create these little mini balls that can fit in your hands, that they can put at the back end in a very safe, locked in spot on this ship, and that can harness energy. They would know how to suck whatever it is that they need to get off of this sun and circulate it where it needs to go to generate electricity, and then have things, whatever needs to be, flowed back to this ball to keep things going. Then, they know how to do that and all that, and keep like a circular thing going, and keep this ball to where it will last, hopefully, several thousands of years. Okay? Which would be totally awesome, which I know, given ships, the whole ship thing, naturally there's going to be repairs and all that through the years, but in theory, this ball should last that long, okay? So anyway, they can create that, and that will generate electricity, as well as they can put somewhere within the vicinity of this ball more solar panels to collect solar energy from this ball. So it's almost like doubling what you get from this little ball, plus what you get from the regular sun as far as solar energy. So regardless, hopefully all this should be a good backup system to where this floating biosphere can stay going. There won't be any problems as far as electricity or whatever, and they can even use hydroelectricity on the biosphere itself to generate electricity as well. So no matter what, as far as electricity, this dome or this biosphere will all be taken care of. Okay, there would be no problem as far as that goes. Okay. Also, in order to maintain gravity, Scientists have figured out how to create like a super magnet, because they've already been discussing this as far as Mars. They already have discussed how they would take an artificial thing up there and help magnetize the core of Mars. Well, as far as these biosphere planet thingy, ship planets, they could create a magnet that will go like in the center of this thing that would maintain gravity. Okay, they can create it to where that's what it would do, and it would have a force that would be well kind of outside the rim of the ship, to where if they need to send people out to do repairs or whatever, whether they're up on top or on the bottom or whatever, they won't float off into outer space. They will stay stuck or maintain their feet on the ground, so to speak, on this ship as they do what they need to do. So it will come in handy as far as that goes. Probably the only thing that would be kind of an issue would be incoming traffic, maybe incoming ships or whatever. There would be kind of like that pull. They would have to, which I don't think that would be of too much problem. I mean, if we can get something out there, if we have the technology to do that and to get this thing going, then we shouldn't have any problem with incoming ships or whatever that need to dock or whatever. I mean, all that should be no problem. Okay. But anyway, so I feel like that's how that could get going. I envision this, and yes, I'm a dreamer. I'm sorry, I cannot help myself. I just love dreaming about this stuff, and thinking about it. And I just think it would be so cool if we could get that going, and it would just be an extra city, an extra place, or cities, extra places for people to go. As the population expands or whatever, then, people can, have a place to go. And it would be so cool, if they could figure out this fast travel, which I feel like our government, certain entities within the government already know how to do this. They've already mastered this whole fast flight, all that type of thing. It's just they haven't released it to the public or whatever, but hopefully one day they will. But I think these things, these traveling devices, could harness the energy from these little mini balls of sun, little baby mini suns, as I call it, as I have discussed. These could be teeny tiny, and they can be put in these ships, and it would give them the energy that they need to go wherever the heck they need to go, because it would be sustainable. I mean, it would keep, this little ball of sun will keep on churning, and they would just keep getting that energy and keep feeding back whatever it is that sun needs to be fed back to it, to keep things going. Whether they need it to be in a vacuum type system or, whatever. Because I know outer space is kind of like, I think of as a vacuum type area. So that's probably what they would need to do, is create like a mini vacuum like area where they've got these little teeny tiny suns. I'm talking about suns that will just, you can just cup your hand or whatever and look through it like you're looking through a telescope. That type of small. Okay. That would be so cool if they could have like a, and it wouldn't be really that hard to make. You just get this hydrogen thing going, or hydrogen peroxide, or whatever the heck you want to call it. Get this thing going in a circular motion, and there you go. You've got your little mini ball of sun, which I know there's more to it than what I'm saying, because only scientists truly know, but I feel like I've kind of got the concept of it. So, yeah. But I just think this would be so awesome. And wow, can you imagine people walking around on this thing and living life? It would be so cool. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.